So, ayun. Gumagawa na naman ng bagong video para sa panibagong topic. Alam namin suyang-suya na kayo, pero...
Kailangan niyo mag-give sa aming mga pagmumukha
Yeah.
dahil kami lang din ang mag-give.
It takes patience, guys.
Of course.
Because itong bagong video na to, this one discusses about the subversive means. When we talk about subversive, or when we say subversive, it has something to do with politics. So meaning to say, subversive means has something to do with the memes that has connection or relation to politics. So here we're going to discuss about the internet memes as a form of visual rhetoric derived from the research of Heidi E. Huntington-Rich.
So, in addition to that, to what Daryl had said, subversive is simply to secretly ruin or destroy, specifically those who are in the politics or in the government. So, the memes here are used not only to make us to make us laugh, but also to para tirahin yung mga nasa politiko. So, for the keywords of this research, the first one is the visual rhetoric. It will be discussed further, like later sa mga susunod pang slides. But I'll give you a hint about it. That visual rhetoric is about it is a kind of rhetoric and also a kind of communication wherein we uses images and text to convey the messages or the messages that we want to convey. Second is the participatory media culture. This is the opposite tawag dito. Yung wherein opposite ito ng isang paniniwala na ang mga audience or viewers is sila lang yung nagko-consume ng meaning ng text. But participatory media culture is as the opposite of belief na ito ay ang mga tao or ang mga viewers ay hindi lamang consumers, but also we are also producers na nagbibigay ng different meanings doon sa isang particular na pinag-uusapang lengguwahe or bagay. So, we will call the viewers here as producer, which is the producers and also the users. And for the last keyword here is the public discourse. Public discourse is as the public, ano ba yung meaning ng public, di ba? So, dito kasi ang ginagamit ng medium dito is kumbaga media. Since ang gamit is, since ang i-analyze ito is memes na makikita natin, na madalas natin nakikita sa social media. So, it is the medium na gumagamit ng social media. At also, i-emphasize natin yung salitang public na na-access ng kahit ng sino or nakikita ng public.
Okay, next.
Okay, sorry, ang haba na yan.
So the next one would be, we're going to be talking about the intertextuality of memes. So when we talk about intertextuality, it has something to do with the text or the meaning that is at the center of the two different ideas. Like for example, if you combine these two different ideas, you're going to have this intertext in the middle. So it is how you give your representation and give your interpretation on both contrasting ideas, or should I just say similar ideas. Okay. So when it comes to intertextuality of memes, here we come. Memes are more than internet humors, because as what Danny Girl had said earlier, yung memes daw ay hindi lang siya about sa katatawanan. So memes are intended not only for humor but also for informative factor, like
for a specific purpose, especially.
Yeah.
Para alam mo yung sa mga taong hindi blatant na tawag dito?
Nag-share.
Or hindi blatant na uma-advance dun sa politics.
Yeah.
Kumbaga ginagamit na itong memes for that also.
The next one would be the interrelation of a certain text to another text that creates new interpretation. Tulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, yung intertext ay fruit. It is actually a fruit of two contrasting and similar ideas na nagkakaroon ng another interpretation or another meaning if you combine those two ideas. Okay, next we move on to the constructionist approach to representation. Sino mag-discuss na ito? Ako?
Sige, go.
Okay, so we move on to the constructionist approaches to representation. So here, according to Milner 2012, the transformation of meme requires an understanding of representational conventions associated with specific groups of individuals. So here we can say that most of the meaning or most of the interpretation of the memes are socially, socially made or socially constructed. So here we can say that one culture has to be related to the meme itself so that you could understand the meme. Because if your culture has no any relation to it, then you'll find it hard to understand the meme. So dito, kailangan, for example, nakita ko sa feed ko yung meme about kay Bong Revilla na makikita ko siyang sumasayaw kasama ng maraming tao. So kapag nakita ko yung meme na yon and let's pretend na American citizen ako, hindi ko maintindihan yung meme na yon dahil first of all, hindi ko kilala si Bong Revilla. At wala akong alam or anything background about him. So hindi ko maintindihan yung meme na yon. So here, if the meme itself and me shares similar culture, then it will be understandable and comprehensible sa bawat tao. The second one, so under the constructionist approaches to representation, we have here two different approaches. So the first one would be the semiotic approach, and the second one would be the discursive approach. So sa semiotic approach at discursive approach, kumbaga, pinasok ko dito yung theory ni Saussure na signifier and signified, wherein semiotic is said to be the signifier and discursive approach is said to be the signified. Because when we talk about the semiotics, it has something to do with the study of signs, symbols, and etc. So ibig sabihin, sa semiotic approach ng constructionist approach, dito pinag-aaralan natin yung meme itself. Like the text, the visual elements of the meme. Then, sa discursive approach, pinag-aaralan natin yung explicit meaning. So sa discursive, or when it comes to discursive approach, we study here the signified one or the signified factor wherein we're going to talk about the explicit meaning of the meme itself. So here, magpa-flash kami dyan sa screen nyo bilang manonood para mas maintindihan nyo yung dinidiscuss kong semiotic approach at discursive approach. Magbibigay kami dyan ng meme na kung saan makikita nyo yung pinagkaiba ng semiotic at discursive. So, mas maintindihan nyo yon. Watch dyan dyan. So next, we move on to the memes as virtual rhetoric. Visual. Okay, go.
So memes as visual rhetoric, as said a while ago, na ang visual rhetoric is ang paggamit natin ng images and ng text para mag-convey natin yung message na gusto natin mag-convey in a rhetorical way. So ang memes here na ang pag-analyze sa memes dito ay ginamit ng visual rhetoric na tumutukoy sa combination ng semiotics at ng discursive approach, which is the interpretation of the meaning. So, pag pinagsama natin ng discursive at semiotic approach, syempre magkakaroon pa tayo ng mas malalim or mas iba pang meaning bukod dun sa magkahiwalay ng meaning ng magkaibang approach na yun. Kumbaga, di ba sinasabi nga natin na ang language, di ba, kapag like for example, isang sentence, nag-iisa lang, then isang sentence, nag-iisa. May iba't iba silang definition, but kapag pinagsama natin sila, ay makakabuo muli sila ng panibagong meaning. So, ganun yung ginawa dito na ang visual rhetoric ay ginagamitan ng image, visual elements, at saka ng text na nag-refer kung how people create and understand idea in different ways. So, do you have any other addition?
Yeah, tulad nga ng sinabi niya, visual has something to do with the relation of image, visual element, and text itself sa meme. While rhetoric has something to do or refers as to how people create and understand idea in different way. So mag-flash ulit kami ng example dyan sa screen na mag-discuss sa inyo kung ano mismo yung visual rhetoric. So, as you can see, sa nakikita niyong picture dyan or meme sa inyong screens, makikita niyo ang isang burger at yung mga characteristic nito na nakakapitalized letter. So, under the visual factor, makikita niyo dyan yung picture ng burger itself. Like the color, kung paano in-exage yung itsura ng burger, kung paanong yung text ay nakakapitalize, bakit na nakakapitalize. Doon, lahat ng sinabi kong yon falls under the visual factor. While when it comes to rhetoric, dito naman, magka-create tayo ng meaning na kung saan, bakit ba nakakapital itong mga karakteristik na to. So yung tao, ibig sabihin, magpa-persuade na bumili ng burger na ito dahil nga nakakapitalize yung mga characteristics. So ibig sabihin, may strong and definite characteristics yung burger na ito na dapat bilhin ng tao.
Okay, for the conclusion, go daddy.
Go, Danny.
Okay, so for the conclusion, we concluded that memes are not only for
Humor stuffs.
Okay, it is not only for, made for us to make us laugh, but also it is used for those people who wanted to criticize the politics.
Yeah.
Kumbaga yung mga tao gusto tirahin yung nasa politika nang hindi ganoon ka alam or doon
Ano?
basta
Nagigets mo na yun,
yeah,
yeah.
ka-blatant yung
But the idea
ginagawa.
is stated explicitly.
So ayun. And also masasabi din na memes, there are a lot of things that we can learn pa from memes if you're going to analyze it in a different way. So since ang dito sa research na tinalakay namin is ginamit lang yung constructionist and
Yeah.
also yung visual rhetoric. So marami pang bagay na maaari ma-discover sa memes if we are going to discuss everything and sa iba't ibang perspective.
Yeah, so we have to be thankful for having a great understanding of research research by Heidi Huntington. Heidi Huntington. Thank you so much. If you're still alive, then
Next
you're a
time.
great researcher because we understood that memes are not only what do you call this? Intended for fun. No, that's already given. Kumbaga yung memes, hindi lang siya nakakatawa. Yung memes, informative din siya. Because you could criticize people with using it. So, yes. So, maraming salamat. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and like. And, of course, pindutin nyo na rin yung bell button. Updated kayo sa every video na i-upload namin.
Okay.
So, bye-bye. See you soon.